So hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Motorsports. I am your host, the big ticket, not KG, me. Here to talk to you guys about all things motorsports and motorsports related content. There are two versions of the show. There is the audio version that you could catch on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere you listen to podcasts for that matter, because I'm available on all platforms, baby. Wherever you choose to listen, I'm there. But you can also watch the video version on youtube.com at youtube.com/Tarig Waldron. That's TARIGWALDRON, or simply by searching Let's Talk Cars in the search bar of, in YouTube, whatever. My bad there. So be sure to rate this show 5 stars. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, and concerns, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at thebigticket07. I also post updates on the motorsports world as well as news for the show. And so follow me on Twitter at thebigticket07. Now, moving on to the show, because, let's talk cars. Disclaimer. This is a solo podcast for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong. If people want to come on, hey, I might have to give them a little something to where they know, some shit to talk about. But for the most part, if anybody wants to come up on the show, wants to talk a little something, have a little knowledge about something, I could put you on the show real quick. But stepping away from that, quick disclaimer. Had a friend that was supposed to be on this episode. Had a whole episode planned around him being here. He's supposed to be on for about a good 15-20 minutes. As you can see, he is not here. Therefore, that's no longer the case, because I am now going to be doing this shit by myself, as it should be, as I normally do. Bailed on me at the last second. Bastard. Anyway, I will be kind of going off the cuff, because like I said, most of this, well, not most of it, but some portions of the show were wrapped around the simple fact that he was on, and I was going to be asking him some stuff based off of different pieces of bits of knowledge that he should have known, or that I kind of got him interested in to read and actually, watch and stuff like that. But he's not here, so I'll just be going over that shit, giving you my quick bites, and pushing past that. This shouldn't be that long of an episode. Honestly, it ain't going to be nothing crazy. If it does end up being something crazy, give it 5 stars. Shit, help. Giving me 5 stars helps level the show up and pushes it through the algorithm, therefore bringing me new listeners and stuff of that nature. Or you can share it with your peoples. Put it on Instagram, Twitter. Where else do we share stuff at? Facebook. Anyway, starting off with Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen has been suffering a lot with do not finishes. Or no, it did not finish his DNFs. They're the same thing. But he has been suffering a lot with that shit. Now, it originally started off as a technical issue with the car. And that technical issue has been reoccurring. And in the last bout, I said bout like it's a boxing match. Jesus Christ. In the last race, he was hit in the gearbox and was stuck in a gravel off of, I think, turn 4 or maybe turn 2 or something like that in the last race. He's been suffering a lot. And I feel as though, that's some bullshit. Simply because of the fact that I know Max Verstappen he's up there as one of the best. He's up there as one of the best. Had a little brain freeze. But he's up there as one of the best. And I know for a certain fact, if he were to come back and actually be able to perform with no hiccups in the car and, not crashing or nothing like that, that he will actually be able to, like I said in the last episode, be highly competitive with Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. Now, how do they plan to bounce back? That I have no fucking idea, because they've been trying to fix the technical issues of this car for the last 5 races, man. I don't know. That's 8 weeks, 2 months, and this man has still been out of the race. I might have exaggerated, but he's still been out of the race. Plenty of did not finishes. He's damn near out of championship contention altogether, and I don't know what plan they got. Hopefully there actually is a plan, because they've been saying that we're fixing the car, and once we fix the car, we'll be able to he'll be able to just focus on the track. But you could see clear frustration on Max Verstappen's face at multiple occasions, throughout the most recent racing times. There's just frustration on his face, and it's understandable. What the fuck is going on with the car? There's a whole team here to fix whatever issue there is with this car and to get it back in running order, but something always happens and he never gets to podium. He never finishes, never gets points, nothing. Now I do have some predictions for what is going to happen in the Russian GP. Honestly, I don't think any of them is going to happen, because this shit is just nonstop. Something always happens to Max, man. Something always happens to him. And I really hope that it's not to the point where, he's I still want him to be in championship contention. I still want him to have that one good race that brings him back, and then from there he's just gonna keep leveling up for the season finale, and then he actually has some real contention to maybe place top 5 or some shit. I don't know. But for the Russian GP, my expectations for that shit, I expect him to perform. I expect he's gonna be frustrated. He's gonna be pissed off. And I mean, when you're mad, I don't know, you drive a little bit more reckless, you drive a little bit more dangerous, but for some reason you drive a little bit better too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be, oh shit, that was part of the plan. I feel like he's gonna drive so aggressive because he's pissed, and that's gonna allow him to get a W, or at least a very high position in the match, in the race. Obviously, there is also the possibility that something could happen to his car, or happen to him in the actual event. I don't know what to say to that. Hopefully everything is going to be good. Hopefully he's going to be all right. But my predictions ain't always right. I ain't no fortune teller. I don't know if he's going to be effective in the GP. I definitely want him to be. I definitely am predicting him to be and expecting him to be very effective in the upcoming races before the season is over. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Too much shit going on. But that's really all I got for the Formula One. The next Formula One race is coming up in September 25th. On next week Sunday or something like that. Damn, which I'm recording this, of course, is, I don't know the date, man. I don't keep track of this shit. Sunday, September. Actually, no, it's Monday. I think it's the 23rd or some shit. Or no, it's not the 23rd. It's like the 21st. Yeah, it's the 21st. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not in school no more. I don't need to remember the date. Anyway, moving on to Formula E. Formula Electric. Now, COVID-19 has affected, all things, everything that you could possibly fucking think of. But how has it affected Formula E? Obviously, just like every other race, Formula E has no fans. No fans are going to be permitted in the areas. Even if they are, they're going to be very spread out, very thin. There's only going to be a limited amount that could pull up to the race. Now, there have been plenty of stuff going on. Obviously, Formula E ended in August. They had their finale in August in Berlin. In Berlin. Yeah. In Germany, where Berlin is in Germany, right? Yeah, in Berlin. They had their season finale, whatever, and representatives and different people are trying to give their 2 cents to come up with $1 on what they're trying to do to innovate and prepare for 2021, because you don't know how long this COVID stuff is going to last. And with some of these cases, some of the infection numbers rising again, we don't really know what the hell is going to be happening. But they're trying to innovate, and they're trying to create new things and a new schedule. They're definitely working on newer schedules, and they're working on bringing fans back, but in different ways that would not violate, the social distancing and violate the health stuff that they have to follow. They're trying to bring in different events as well, but that's all I could really say. They're just trying to bring in different events, and they're trying to bring in different teams into the race, and they're just trying to be innovative, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't know, we'll find out. If it makes sense, let me know. Now, do I think what they're saying is actually going to occur? I don't know. Obviously, bringing fans back is going to be a challenge simply because of the fact that it's probably going to be a lot of people that want to come to the actual live event, depending on where it's at, and they're going to have to prepare for that. Obviously, there's going to be people who who are not going to pay attention to some of the rules and are going to cause some discomfort to some people, and they have to be ready to cope with that challenge. They also have to be ready to figure out like a concession situation. I mean, there's plenty of stores and plenty of examples all across the world of how different stores are coping with COVID, but they'll just have to learn, and hopefully they learn quickly. If they do not, then they're gonna have to cancel, these live shows and these live events. Formula E, honestly, is just as interesting as Formula One. You don't get the same feel of the engine; you get more of a, if anybody has watched Formula E, it's like it's an electric whine that you hear throughout the entirety of the race, and shit, I like it. I like it, nice and quiet. Somewhat, not really, but because they're still pretty loud. But I think they're going to be ready, especially for 2021. I definitely think they're going to be ready and be able to bring in fans and have different events. They're going to change up the schedules and try to keep everybody clean. Is the word clean? Non-infected. There you go, non-infected, and go from there. Now, there's also what's that shit called? Esports. There is the Formula Racing Series. Now, the Formula Racing Series, whatever. It's the esports team for Formula E, basically. That's what I'm trying to talk about. They actually have an abundance of hype behind them simply because of when this COVID stuff first started. They the Formula E or Formula One altogether innovated in how they did some of the races. They did virtual sim racing with drivers being behind, they had the racing wheel that you would use in video games and stuff like that. I have a racing wheel, as a matter of fact, for the Project Cars game. That they were using full setup shit with real feeling, brake pedal and gas and all that stuff. And it picked up a lot of viewership, and it has a substantial audience. So obviously, I feel like they're going to utilize that somehow next year a little bit more, because as soon as they could get off the virtuality of the racing, they went back to the normal racing. But I feel like they're going to use that shit way more effectively next year, and I don't know. They're gonna make a little profit, man. They're gonna make a little profit from this virtual racing, from that Formula Esports, man. I'm waiting on it. Shit. And if y'all missing a slot, y'all could definitely call me up. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up on Twitter at the Big Ticket 07. That's where you can find me. That's where I'll be. If you need a racer, I'm your guy. Now, like I said, I was supposed to have somebody on this show who actually just texted me talking about, later on today could work. Nah, bro, kiss my ass. Anyway, now I was supposed to, ask him if there was a connection or anything like that. But the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to just say, for those of you people who've never been interested in an event, who have never been interested in any form of racing or anything of that nature, or who have had that little spark like, oh shit, that look interesting. As of right now, there's not Formula stuff going on. There's no Formula events going on in America. That's all Europe. But in America, there is Moto America. That is my go-to series, and they are going to be very close by next week. Yeah, they're going to be very close by this weekend. So best believe I'm going to be there watching, or whatever the fuck I'm allowed to do. I'm not 100% sure. I gotta go over this shit again. But that was just me trying to segue into Moto America. Shout out to that guy for not showing up though. Anyway, the next round of Formula One, the Russian GP, is supposed to be at the Sochi Autodrome September 27th, and it starts at 11:10 a.m. Boom. Now into Moto America. Hono Superbike Championship race for NJ Motorsports Park. What the hell was I supposed to talk about? See, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure what I was supposed to talk about because I was supposed to have this guy on here. But now there's the race that just occurred on yesterday on Sunday. There's been races all weekend and stuff like that of the Super Sport, the Hono Superbike, Stock 1000, the Twin Cup, and the Liqui Moly Cup. Junior Cup. There you go. The Junior Cup, which actually I've had a little bit more interest in. I was never really interested in that Junior Cup shit, but these youngins is talented. They are very talented, and I say by all means, it is just as exciting as watching the MotoGP race. So if you want to look at some rising stars like Rocco Landers or I don't know any other names right now because I just started paying attention to that shit. But if you want to see some young kids, really perform and really showcase some skill, man, definitely look into the Liqui Moly Junior Cup. Look into the Junior Cup and I don't know, watch it, man. Shit. But I just wanted to do a quick recap of the NJ Motorsports Park race that had occurred with Moto America simply because of the fact that I am from New Jersey. I mean, I'm not there no more, but I am from there, and I can't not speak about it. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, NJ native Brandon Posh with a fight in the last race on Sunday the 13th at NJ Motorsports Park. He finished second with a slight bump. Now he was in third. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, he was in third place. Fighting, trying to overtake, forgot who the hell was in second, Escalante, trying to overtake Richie Escalante, and he cut in, and Posh cut inside and slightly bumped Escalante just a little bit, not too much to knock him over or nothing like that, but just a little bump. And pushed right past him to take second, and boy, oh boy, if he had a little bit longer of a straightaway, I was about to say runway. If he had a little bit longer of a straightaway, he would have caught Della Kelly too, or De Kelly. I'm gonna just call him Kelly. He would have caught Kelly too. All right. Now, he went in a slipstream behind Kelly and then tried to come up on the left side and pull next to him. I think he was maybe a tire space behind, I think. So that's like nothing in the time schedule. Now I had to write up some more notes about Moto America simply because of the fact that I have been just taking notes. Now, Moto America was this weekend at Barber Motorsports. Is that also Motorsports Park? Yep, Barber Motorsports Park. Now, that's in where? Alabama. That was in Alabama. The recent race that occurred. The cams are really going strong. It's Cam Peterson and Cameron Boubier. Is his name Cameron? I think so. I'm gonna just call him Cam Boubier too. But Boubier and Peterson have been quite effective in Superbike, and Boubier has been effective in Superbike. Peterson has been effective in a Stock 1000. Boubier is the points leader of the championship, and he is up by 31 points, something like that. He's up by a lot of points. That's all I can tell you. I know Cam Peterson is definitely up by 31 points. He was the race 1 winner and race 2 winner on Sunday. And something else. Corey Alexander is in second place at 31 points behind, just to give you a little glimpse as to how far Cam Peterson is really ahead. Obviously, that's probably maybe a two race difference, but I feel like Cam Peterson is probably going to hold that number 1 position for the most part. Cam Peterson, number 45. I see you. That's my favorite number. Well, that's my second favorite number, 45. It's my favorite caliber. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Anyway, and going into the Liqui Moly Junior Cup. Rocco Landers is the champions, is the points leader in the championship. And like I said before, it is definitely something to pay attention to, and I will be paying way more attention to it because now I know that these kids are about it. They racing. They riding. You know what I'm saying? These kids about it, and that's it. These kids about it, man. That shit was. I didn't think that shit was gonna be that interesting and that competitive, but it is. So definitely give it a go. You know, stepping into MotoGP now, there have been a ton of mixed response behind the radio warning system. I did say I was going to talk about that last week, so here I am this week talking about it again. Well, not again, but giving you what was said after the test at Misano. Now, plenty of people all for it. Everybody liked it. Overall, it was well received. Most guys liked it. They liked the fact of the auditory warning in their heads, in their helmets, telling them that there's a red flag or something like that. All the guys were very well receptive of it. Now, here's the problem that was mentioned by a good few. It lets in too much wind noise. It doesn't, because usually these guys have earplugs and stuff like that, so they can block out wind noise and just pay attention to engine sound. That way, they can tell what revs they're at. They don't have to look down. They could actually match the revs with how fast they're going. That type of stuff. If you ride, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, but you do ride, stop looking at the tach. Listen with your ears. Now. There were plenty of different riders' opinions, but everybody seemed to have that same consensus of it let in too much wind noise. They don't want to go deaf, I guess. I don't know. I mean, that's probably not the reason. But most guys, they just feel as though that inner earpiece should be dealt with. Obviously, this was just the first go. There's a couple riders. There was a rider, Paul Espargaro. Paul? Is it Paul or Paul? I don't know. But Espargaro had to stop testing the system because of the external noise, and he just said that it was too high. Dovizioso also said the sound was clear and I could hear what they say. I didn't have earplugs, so the wind sound was so high I can't hear the engine too much, like I just mentioned. Now, obviously, this is just the first test, so therefore there's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be glitches, or not glitches, but there's going to be issues. But all in all, it was well received by the main group. It was well received by damn near everyone, but the main issue seems to just be that extra noise and that extra wind noise, and they just want the MotoGP safety committee, I don't know if that's a thing, but they just want that that extra noise situation dealt with. Moving on to the Emilia Romagna GP. I actually don't know how to say it. Romagna. I don't know, man. I'm not from there. Maverick Vinales coming away with a championship. Well, not championship, but coming away as the race winner. Honestly, shouldn't have won. He shouldn't have won. But there were some problems with someone that I've been trying to keep my eye on. Francesco Bagnaia, or Bagnaia. I don't know. His name is Bagnaia. Francesco Bagnaia, all right, who I thought was going to get the win because he got into first place very early on and was holding the lead for a long period, but a decent period. Obviously, there's still competitors behind him and still, they're still racing, but he was holding the lead and the motherfucker crashed, man. I'm not 100% I don't know if he lost the rear or lost the front or what the hell happened, but he lost something and ended up coming off the bike, and he was a DNF for that race. Very disappointed, but Francesco Bagnaia is definitely talented, and I feel as though he's going to just bounce back real easy, bounce back real effectively for the next race. It's just who he is. That's all I can say. It's just who he is. I've watched this man. In the last episode, I talked about his rise, which wasn't actually from seventh place 7th place. Excuse me. It was from 8th. It was from 8th place, and he worked his way all the way back up to 2nd and holding that 2nd and defending it. So I know fully well that he was going to come away strong. He was going to come away victorious in this, but just a mistake, and he was very upset with himself. But it's all right though. There's always another race. Also. But he does tend to strongly believe, and he's pushing not the needle, but he's pushing the message that his falling was from debris. So I guess that could be why he lost it. You know what I'm saying? He could have just lost it from being a little slick on the road with gravel and stuff of that nature. That always plays a part in the traction that these tires have. I don't know what happened, but that is what he's saying, and hopefully he'll bounce back. He'll bounce back. I can't wait to see him come back. I'm sure he's going to be pissed, and he's going to ride so good. That didn't come out right. Let's rewind, shall we? I can't think of nothing to rewind with. Shit. I don't know. He going to come back. He going to bounce back. I know Francesco Bagnaia is not going to let some debris stop him from being great in the next race. Also, Valentino Rossi also crashed out and did not finish. And I believe he crashed at lap 4 or turn 4? Something with a 4. He was out of the race early, which was another podium strike for him because he has not been on podium for a while. He has been on a dry spell, not the sexual one. He has been on a dry spell for the podium, and he has not been able to touch third, honestly, for a while, for a minute now. And that crash didn't help him. And honestly, I think he's going to still stay in this short little rut for the rest of this season. He is the GOAT, well respected all day, every day. That's the homie. I don't know, but that's the homie. But he's probably going to be in this rut for a good minute, for a good while now. And Morbidelli, after not feeling well in the previous race before this one, he is back in the in the ERGP. I'm going to just call it that because I don't know how to say the name. In the ERGP, he was back and he came away with 9th place. And I'm sure I don't know if he was happy about that. But I know Morbidelli is not a 9th place kind of guy. He's definitely going to, up the stakes in the next race. And he's going to come back and actually showcase who he really is and what he can really do. I'm putting it down right here. Morbidelli, 2nd place at the next MotoGP bout. Damn it! I keep thinking this is boxing. At the next MotoGP race. There you go. Damn. Moving on to the DTM. Did I say this was going to be a quick episode? Because I'm kind of running through this shit right now. Moving on to the DTM. This is just something that I wanted to not quickly. I might talk about it for a while. I don't know. Maybe like 5 minutes. Maybe. I'm pretty quick. I'm a pretty quick talker. The DTM Dutch Touring Masters. There you go. Or Dutch, or whatever the hell is. However you say it. It's like DEUTSHE. And then Touring Masters, which is just German Touring Masters. It is in hot water financially. Now, Mercedes left the DTM in 2018. Audi is leaving at the end of 2020. The only motherfucking brand that's left now is BMW. Porsche left in 2017. I don't know what else they have for this German touring series, man. Yeah, it's a long-standing series, but they're losing those teams, and losing those teams is not bringing in money. Well, means not bringing in money from the manufacturers and all that stuff who are showcasing and advertising their vehicles, or the advertisements that were on the vehicles and stuff of that nature. They're not making any money off that. And with the COVID stuff, like I said, for Formula E, it is the same thing. Ooh, that was pretty loud. It is the same thing for the DTM. Reason being, they can't They can't have fans. The money that they make off ticket revenue, the ticket revenue that they make, as well as the concessions revenue that they make, they can no longer make, simply because of the fact that they now have no fans. Don't get me wrong, DTM didn't have a lot of fans anyway, but I was a fan. I still watch. I don't care. Obviously, me, I got the hookup, so I get my stuff for free. I'm kidding. I pay what I'm supposed to. For anybody watching the video version, keep it to yourself. Anyway, but yeah, with companies dropping out, and the marketing unit for the DTM is basically picking up all the financial strain, simply because of the fact that they are sucking the financial blood out of DTM. They're sucking the financial blood out of the DTM. The way that it's set up is not good. It's just not good. They spend so much money on trying to market and trying to advertise, and the production of the show is paid off by them. You know what I'm saying? They have a private broadcast. They have like a private broadcasting system that they foot the bill for. Now they're still going to broadcast. They still have to broadcast the races. That's the only way you're going to reach fans. That's the only way you're going to get any viewership. Because you can't have anyone come into the actual event. You can't have people actually show up and sit in stands and sit at the what's that word? Guardrails and the fences, along the fences and stuff like that, to actually watch the event, to actually watch the race. Now, this COVID is really striking a blow for the racing industry. I'm not with it. I would love, if I got the opportunity to do anything in the German Touring Series, to do anything in touring in general. I don't know if I'll be able to, because those races are usually pretty goddamn long. But I would love it if I got the opportunity. Now, with the fact that COVID has no end in sight, we don't know when ticket sales are going to come back. You don't know when concessions, and even if it does, is that really going to be a reliable source of money to even help with the financial bullshit that the DTM is going through? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. I don't think that they're going to be able to recover from where they're at now. I think it's just going to be a decline, and it's going to be a sad moment. It's going to be a sad moment in racing history, when the DTM has to be like, yo, this is the last race. We ain't going to have nothing left. We have suffered so much from this financial hardship. And I don't know what else we got. I don't know what else we're going to do. I don't know. But I know that they are definitely suffering financially. And I hope they're able to bounce back. If I could donate, I would. But I'm broke too. So, suck it up. But that's all I really have for today. Episode was supposed to be longer. Episode was supposed to be different. Maybe on the next one, because I don't know what this guy is planning on doing. I don't know if he's going to show up, actually. Hopefully he does. If he doesn't, tough cookies. But thanks for watching. Obviously, see you next week after the Russian GP. And feel free, check back to listen. I am available on all streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, just to name the biggest ones. And I think Radio Public is also a big one, or something like that. If you're watching the video version, feel free to subscribe, like, drop a comment below. Tell me anything I can improve on. I know I say a lot and a lot. As I just said it there again, but I don't really know how to switch that up. That's just how I speak in regular terms. I think my mind works a little bit faster than my mouth does, and then I ended up having so many thoughts and words that I should be saying, but when I speak it, it just comes out as Anyway, rate this show 5 stars and definitely share with your peoples if you enjoyed. If you didn't enjoy, tell me why you didn't enjoy it. Maybe I could work on it and you could come back and tell me if I did better on the next episode. If you want any updates on the show, yes, I'm still saying if you want any updates on the show, feel free to hit me up at Twitter. On Twitter at the Big Ticket 07. That's the Big Ticket 07. And if you want to catch this show on YouTube, because I got a video version now, you can look up youtube.com/Tarig Waldron, TARIGWALDRON. And you can also just look up Let's Talk Motorsports in the search bar, because I pop up. Just scroll down a little bit, look for a black guy. That's basically all I can tell you. That's it. Peace.